this time, we'd like everybody to stand, remove your caps, face the American flag for our national anthem, which is being played by Jacob Howard on his electric guitar. Rock it. And now, for the starting lineup, for tonight's game will be introduced alternately. For the visitors, for the Titans, hail 5'10" Southwood guard, number 1, CJ Banks.
We welcome you inside Mahtomedi High School for what should be a great Metro East Conference battle tonight as the Tartan Titans take on the Mahtomedi Zephyrs from Mahtomedi High School. Good evening, everybody. On behalf of our entire crew, I'm Patrick Lilia with you from Mahtomedi High School. The Zephyrs come in having won 10 games in a row. The Titans having come in winning 5 in a row. The Zephyrs rank number 4 this week in the latest polls. We think we're going to have an absolutely great game tonight here between the Zephyrs and the Titans here at Mahtomedi High School. We'll get things started talking about the Titans. They come in with they've had a really good season. They've won 10 games so far. You see they've played really well against good teams, a 6-2 record against, that's Mahtomedi, I'm sorry. They've won 6 games this season against teams with records above 500. The Titans are 2-3 against teams above 500 this season. They're all set, just a moment away. The starting lineups have been introduced. Players to watch for Mahtomedi include Owen Carlson and Will Underwood. Carlson averaging 21 points a game, Underwood averaging nearly 20. They're just about set for tip-off. Crowd still standing as we're about to get things underway. And the opening tip will be controlled in the Mahtomedi backcourt by the Zephyrs. As carrying it into the front court will be A.J. McCleary. McCleary working it over onto the far wing. Zephyrs working it toward the top of the key, is thinking about the early three, and then falling to the floor, but being able to work it back outside the arc was Carlson. Works back over onto the near side as the Zephyrs will take the shot from the far side. It isn't there, but the offensive rebound will keep the ball in Mahtomedi's hands as the Javon Harvey gave up with the offensive rebound. Another shot, no good, as the rebound again controlled by the Zephyrs ends up out of bounds. Now we'll go over to the Titans. Just underway here, no score. The Titans will work it into the front court. Ball carried ahead by C.J. Banks, and then he's knocked back into the backcourt, and they'll say it's an over and back. It'll be Zephyr basketball. So the early turnover gives the ball back to the Zephyrs, and they will have it in the Tartan front court as the layup attempt isn't there, but the offensive rebound is, as Harvey picks up the put back off glass. And another turnover. Well, the Zephyrs will take the ball right back. It's trying to spin inside and then having to kick it back. A free throw line jumper is good. And a very early timeout as Carlson with the free throw line jumper. And the Titans will take a timeout barely a minute into the game. You see the replay, the great pass off the turnover, and Carlson able to bag it from the free throw line. As Carlson coming into the game, we had mentioned averaging more than 20 points a game. Looking forward to a great matchup here tonight. The last time these two teams got together, the last calendar year, was in February. Mahtomedi won that game by 6 points. Obviously different players playing now than were in that game, but looking forward to a good one tonight nonetheless. Nearly turned over. It is turned over again as Banks loses it on the far sideline. So the Titans have turned it over 3 times already in the first minute and 18 seconds of the game. As McCleary will inbound. They'll get it in for Carlson as they'll work it back over onto the near side. Nice drive into the lane, and the shot no good though for Cole Armitage, and the rebound carried back the other way by the Titans. Worked into the front court by Banks. Banks, one of the 2 leading scorers. That one nearly tipped away. It just tipped away. It comes into the backcourt where it's recovered by the Titans. Banks back with it as Banks will work it over onto the near side. Banks now back at the top of the circle, thought about the 3, pulls up, works it back over, driving the baseline, and an offensive foul. Brody Radke picks up the offensive foul. That's the first Titans foul. First on Radke, and 4 possessions, 4 turnovers for the Titans. It'll be carried into the front court by McCleary as he's guarded by Banks. Works over for Harvey as Harvey gets it down low, and the finish underneath for Carlson. So Carlson with a quick 4. The Titans will try to finish this possession without a turnover, and they turn it over again, and the one-handed dunk goes off the front of the rim for Carlson. Banks slipped and fell and lost the basketball, and Carlson went up for the one-hander but couldn't quite get it over the rim. Ball went out off the Titans, so it stays with the Zephyrs as Harvey driving inside. He'll leave it in the lane. Now back at the top of the circle, driving his way inside for the Zephyrs is Underwood. Short range baseline jumper isn't there. Harvey's got the offensive rebound and gets it to spin down. Second offensive rebound for Javon Harvey. 4 points now for Harvey. And here come the Titans into the front court with Banks, leaves it off, and the shot goes down. First possession that didn't end in a turnover in 6 tries. Harvey from the baseline, driving inside in the lane, gets it to go. Von Harvey driving through the lane. That'll be carried ahead by Banks. Banks guarded by McCleary. Banks turns it over to Carl. There's Carl. The assignment passed off to Carlson. Nice pick and roll in the lane, but not there on the finish, and the rebound carried back ahead the other way by Underwood. 3 attempt for Carlson, rattles around, no, but another offensive rebound for the Zephyrs. They'll get it back for Carlson. Carlson with the circus shot, that's not there either. Ball loose on the floor. Tartan will take another timeout with the Zephyrs leading at 10-2. 6 early points for Javon Harvey, along with a pair of offensive rebounds. Now the Titans have struggled with turnovers in the early going. Their first 5 possessions ended with them giving the ball back to the Zephyrs. As you see Mark Klingsporn, the head coach, trying to implore his team to clean it up a little bit. The Klingsporn having a great tenure with the Titans. Zephyrs off to a great start with those 5 takeaways. 6 points for Harvey in the early going. Keith Newman, his 17th season. Similarly, a successful track record here with the Zephyrs. 291 wins, is 9 away from 300 all time. Titans will inbound. They were able to get it over onto the far side. Nice double team as now it'll be carried up by Banks. Banks carries into the front court. Banks drives the lane. Nice feed underneath as then it's blocked from behind. It was a great block from behind by Underwood. Tartan looks to reset with it. They'll get it underneath. A screen in front by Harvey that creates a turnover. They're trying to get it underneath for Elijah Barrett.
And for the Titans, number 30, Roman Osberg.
Barrett, the leading scorer for the Titans with 14.5 on the season, as it'll be worked into the front court by Carlson. Harvey will work it back up top. Carlson. Gets the screen from Harvey. McCleary, the 2-pointer, doesn't go as it comes down out of bounds. It'll go over to the Titans. Inbounded by Roman Osberg. Banks will look to get some space and work it into the front court. Inside, floater from the lane off the front of the rim isn't there for Demetrius Weems. Long pass the other way is stolen away by the Titans in their backcourt. They'll look to quickly play it ahead for Weems. Weems gets it ahead. Shot from the corner goes down for Osberg. That's a 3. That'll make it 10-5. Underwood, he'll take a 3 the other way, and that rolls around and off, but over to pick up the offensive rebound is Harvey. Harvey working into the lane, he'll kick it out. McCleary at the free throw line will kick it into the corner. The 3 off the mark and long that time for Harvey, and back the other way come the Titans with it. Banks losing his footing again, ends up on the floor. Zephyrs whacking away at the basketball, trying to generate another turnover, and they are able to take it away as it's ahead for Underwood. Underwood at the other end is rejected by Osberg. So another Titans turnover, but A great job at the other end with the block. Weems with the block. They get it back in for Underwood. Underwood can't get the layup to go through the traffic. Banks, long pass ahead. As another three goes down for Radke. Well, Radke hits a three, and suddenly the Titans have cut the deficit from 8 to 2. It's Harvey there to clean up the loose basketball, gets it to Underwood in the lane, but he can't get the layup to go, as Banks will work it quickly into the front court the other way. Trying to work through the traffic, foul underneath in the lane. Foul on James Ecker, that's his first and the first team foul on the Zephyrs. And what has been a pretty clean game through these first 6+ minutes, only one team foul each way. First free throw off the mark for Banks. Banks' second free throw, that's off the mark as well, but the offensive rebound and the putback. And that ties the game. Elijah Barrett puts it in off the glass. It's an 8-0 run for the Titans. Carlson will work it quick, slowly into the front court, this time for Mahtomedi. Carlson gets the screen, works inside, floater from the lane, that's too strong. Ball still loose in the lane, and the rebound come away with by the Titans. Banks will work it ahead. Banks over on the near side for Radke. Radke, Banks will take the three, got it. 11-0 run for the Titans, and they have the lead for the first time in the game. Timeout, Mahtomedi. So Tartan got off to that awful start. 5 turnovers on their first 5 possessions. But an 11-0 run with 3 3-pointers in the mix, and they have the lead at 13 to 10. It's Radke hitting that three. That's his second triple in the first few minutes of the game. Look at the previous 10 meetings. Tartan largely winning 7 of 10 of the previous 10 meetings between these two teams. Zephyrs having won the most recent one. We talked about that 6-point win, but you see a lot of close games going back the last several years. 6 points, 6 points again, 1 point, 5, 6, 3. We expected a close game tonight, and so far that's what we have, as the Zephyrs got off to that big early lead, with the Titans on an 11-0 run.
After the timeout, Mahtomedi will throw it in.
Zephyrs will inbound in their backcourt. McCleary will have it, and he'll work ahead with Banks guarding him. Nice pass inside. Work it back for McCleary, as McCleary will work it back into the corner, as Ecker will then work it back out, as Underwood waiting for the screen. Underwood goes in, got it. So that ends the 11-0 run. Tartan with a 1-point lead. Banks into the front court with it. Nice pass into the lane. Then it's deflected out. Radke trying to save it. He can, and it's a break the other way. And a two-hand jam for Owen Carlson. That's a way to put the Mahtomedi Zephyrs back in the lead. Banks in the front court with it. Works it for Radke as he's guarded by Ecker. Radke then works it over onto the far side. 3 on the way, no good, but the rebound comes right back to Weems. Worked back out on the fringe for Barrett. Now back on the far side with it is Banks. Inside again. Getting tied up underneath is Weems. It's a jump ball, and the arrow will favor the Titans. Great crowd on hand tonight here at Mahtomedi High School. Great play underneath to not let Weems even go up for that shot. Lob pass out to Banks. He has to corral it, keep it in the front court. Nice job to keep it alive as going up to keep it in as Osberg on the receiving end. Weems inside, kicks it back out. Radke for three, that's not there. And the rebound for Underwood. Underwood, he'll take a three at the other end and got it. Will Underwood with the three to put the Zephyrs back up by 4. Now ahead with it is Barrett. Banks for Barrett. He's guarded by Underwood. Banks thought about the three, trying to create some open space. Will kick off for the three, and that goes down for Osberg. So the Titans match the three. It's back to a 1-point Zephyr lead. Into the corner for Ecker. Ecker will leave for Underwood. He'll take a corner three this time, and he got it again. So Underwood hit from straight on. Now he hit from the corner. Back to a 4-point lead for the Zephyrs. Radke for three the other way off the front rim, no good. And a foul behind the play. As ending up on the floor was McCleary. Barrett picks up his first, that's the 3rd team foul. Cleary works it into the front court, nearly stolen, but recovered by Carlson. Medium range jumper good. So the Zephyrs back up by 6. Inbound, some trouble for the Titans trying to get it in. 3 Zephyrs hounding the play, and they're able to get it into the front court ahead for Osberg. As Osberg then double teamed, trying to get it for Radke as it's knocked out of bounds. Zephyr think that was off of Tartan. It's going to stay with the Titans. Osberg will inbound. Just past the 10-minute mark of the first half. The Zephyrs leading by 6, 22-16. The Zephyrs led by 8. And then the Titans went on an 11-0 run to take a 13-10 lead. But the Zephyrs have pulled back in front since then. The inbound to Banks. Banks gets the screen. Carlson guarding. Banks trying to drive inside, kicking it back out. Thinking about the three, but holding up is Jamor Borsay. Borsay back with it. Long three for Banks, that's not there. Rebound Underwood, but it's knocked out of his hands and recovered by Osberg. Banks driving inside, got the layup. Great play by Osberg to force the rebound loose, and then he finds Banks streaking through the lane. Underwood trying to drive inside, excuse me, that's McCleary with the fadeaway jumper, and it goes. Gerard Bursay able to get it ahead. There's Banks with it in the front court. Back over around for Anthony Wessel as Wessel sets up the straight on three for Barrett, and he got it. Elijah Barrett with the three as it's right back into the front court with Underwood, as Underwood had the basketball, I think knocked away inadvertently by his own teammate, as it's worked back the other way by the Titans. Banks leaves for Bursay. Bursay working into the corner as Wessel works it around now. Banks back with it. Wessel, Banks will take the long two. It's not there, knocked out of bounds, and will go to the Zephyrs. 24-21, the Zephyrs with the lead. Konstantino Suji will check in for the first time for Tartan. Carried into the front court by McCleary. Underwood will take the long three, and he got it. The third three of the first half for Underwood. Osberg into the front court. It'll work down underneath, and the nice finish underneath. Suji just checks into the game, picks up his first bucket, is trying to drive back the other way as Armitage. Nice pass into the lane, and the finish for Carlson. A foul on the inbound, and that will go on McCleary. He's trying to be a little physical on the inbound. 15th foul on the second team foul, on the Zephyrs. There's a turnover. Back the other way. Here's Underwood. Underwood with the slam. It's Underwood feeling it. He's got the 3 threes, and you can see the emotion following that one-handed jam. Nearly lost by Weems as it worked it back for Bursay. Bursay trying to drive in. Bursay going to the hoop as it's blocked from behind by Armitage. Wessel will inbound for the Titans. Three off the mark for Barrett. For Osberg, it'll be out of bounds over to the Zephyrs. Under 5 minutes to play in the first half. It's been a great first half we've had so far, with the Zephyrs leading by 8. Underwood trying to spin into the lane. He'll take the jumper from just inside the free throw line and gets the friendly roll. Zephyrs back up by 10. We should say this is their largest lead of the game. They led by 8 before the Titans went on that run, as this will be stolen by Harvey off the deflected ball. Underwood will take the 3, and he got it again. Will Underwood just feeling it every which way. Timeout taken by the Titans. $18 for Underwood. 4 3-pointers and that electrifying one-handed jam a moment ago. Zephyrs got out to an early lead, and then Tartan made a nice run. Titans are going to need to find another deep run to try to pull themselves back a little closer, trailing now by 13. We thank everybody once again for joining us tonight here on SEC Sports. It's a pleasure to have you with us for it's been a thrilling game so far tonight. Check us out on our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Can't catch us live? Check out the replays on YouTube. Those are usually posted within a couple days if the game is not live. So we're going to take a look at that Underwood dunk again, the one-handed jam off the turnover. And you can just see the emotion. Big game for both teams. Big Metro East game tonight. 4 minutes to play in the opening half. The Zephyrs leading by 13, their largest lead. As another turnover, it's controlled by Carlson. Quick pass ahead as underneath is Armitage for the finish. Turnovers have been a major problem for Tartan in the first half. Nearly another one underneath, but a foul instead. Armitage picks up the foul. Both teams playing relatively clean in terms of foul trouble in this first half as we approach the home stretch of the opening half. Radke. Banks will take the long three. That's off the front rim, and the rebound for Carlson. Carlson back into the front court with it. McCleary leaves for Underwood. Carlson. Underwood thought about another three. He'll drive the lane. Nice feed underneath for Harvey and the finish. Harvey with 8. Carried into the front court by Bursay as Bursay works it into the far corner. Now Banks will work it around back toward the near side for Weems. Two and a half minutes to go in the half. At the drive inside and the block. Banks was rejected by Carlson. Bursay looking to inbound. Able to get it in, is now having to work it back out as Weems. Bursay lob inside as then Moore gets tied up underneath. Excuse me, Barry gets tied up underneath and then taken back the other way. Blocking foul called the other way as trying to drive inside was Armitage, and the foul will go on Banks. They're going to give the foul to Weems, but I think it is on Banks. So it's 1 versus 11, I think, is the problem. Is on the, oh, what a move on the baseline by Underwood. Zephyrs lead by 19 and a steal off the inbound. Carlson can't get the finish. Rebound for Weems. Weems can't get it to go at the other end. Paul's still loose on the floor. Banks. Bursay for 3, that's not there. Harvey able to keep the rebound in and get it to Underwood. Long pass ahead as Armitage pulls it down. Armitage fading away, can't get it to go as Harvey knocks the ball free, but it'll go over to the Titans. "19-point lead for the Zephyrs with 1:22 to go in the half. More good backcourt defense as the Titans get it into the front court as Bursay driving the lane, leaves it underneath for Barrett, and he finishes. They had a nice steal by Weems, who wasn't able to keep it in bounds, and he frustratedly slaps the padding on the wall. Wasn't sure how he pulled that steal off, but unfortunately just couldn't keep it in bounds. It's McCleary. No hurry with under a minute to go in the half. Now McCleary driving the lane. Not sure if that was a shot or trying a pass, but he's fouled either way, and I think he will end up at the line. Now, somewhat shocking, under a minute to go in this first half. These are the first free throws the Zephyrs have taken in the game.
Number 23,
McCleary gets the first. We talked about how clean this half has been. The Titans have only shot one set of free throws. This is the first set for the Zephyrs. McCleary gets both. 54.2 to go in the half. Armitage guarding Banks, who's able to get it into the front court. Nice pass underneath, and Barrett with the finish. Oh, Elijah Barrett with two more. It's McCleary, pull-up jumper, no. Rebound pulled down by Barrett, who quickly outflips it to Banks. Banks spun around. Now Banks back with it as he gets it back for Barrett on the far side. Banks on the drive in the lane. Loses the basketball and back the other way. Here's Underwood with it. Underwood back to Carlson for the alley-oop. Couldn't get it to go. Clock running down in the half as that one goes down for Armitage, and that'll take us to halftime. What a finish for the Zephyrs in the first half. What a first half for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs as they will take a 19-point lead into halftime. We're going to step aside, come back with your halftime stats and highlights. After one half of play, it's the host Zephyrs 46 and the Titans 27. We'll be back on SEC Sports.
Email from school about the incident today.
Scary.
Tell me about it. Did you have any idea that was going on?
None. I mean, you saw Derek at the game last night too. Did you have a clue?
No, but you know, teachers like me, parents, we don't always know as much as you guys do. Kids hear first about what's going on with other kids.
Half the time, it's rumors.
It can be hard to tell sometimes, but if you're ever concerned about a friend who's having trouble with alcohol, prescription drugs, bullying, violence, anything, you need to tell an adult. Mom or me, a teacher, coach, school counselor, someone you know and trust.
Dad, no kid is gonna tell an adult about that kind of stuff.
I get it, but if we don't know, we can't help. Speaking up about a problem, that's what helping a friend is all about.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. One in 3 adults has prediabetes, and you could be one of them. There are usually no signs for prediabetes, so it's important to understand your risk. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
We welcome you back inside Mahtomedi High School, where the Zephyrs have a 19-point lead at the break, 46-27. Things started off quickly for the Zephyrs. They got out to a 10-2 lead, then a nice run by the Titans. Gave the Titans a brief lead, but the Zephyrs just took control of the first half after that. As we'll look at some of the highlights, three-pointer from Radke for the Titans, part of that 11-0 run that gave them a lead from that early deficit. 20 points in that opening half for Will Underwood for the Zephyrs. He was absolutely spectacular both inside and outside. You see here the Carlson dunk as well. Carlson finished that first half with 8. Part of that three-point barrage. Really good outside shooting from both teams in that first half as Underwood hits one of his 4 three-pointers. Also had that one-hand dunk that we're looking at right there. Really good first half for the Zephyrs. We talked about Underwood with 20. The alley-oop not quite there, but as time expired in the first half, the fall-away 2 for Cole Armitage. Elijah Barrett leading with 11 for the Titans. As we talked about kind of toward the end of that first half, a very clean half in terms of foul trouble. Each team only attempted 2 free throws, and the Zephyrs' free throws didn't even come until the final minute of the first half. We're looking forward to hopefully what will be another very clean second half. Obviously, all bets are off with the Titans maybe needing to foul to try to slow the game down, but we'll worry about that later on in the second half, I'm sure. Thanks so much for joining us on SEC Sports tonight. The host team, the Mahtomedi Zephyrs, leading by 19 at the break as we're taking a look at the rankings. The Zephyrs coming in number 4 in Class 3A. Totino Grace at the top, and that's a section rival of the Zephyrs. As we head toward the home stretch of the season, there's a lot to be decided still. Had a lot of really good teams on this list. Certainly the Zephyrs showing tonight why they come in ranked number 4. We'll step aside here from Mahtomedi High School and come back with your second half. The Zephyrs leading 46-27. We'll be back in just a few minutes with your second half.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for kids, teens, or young adults. It's just not.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals and volatile organic compounds into your body.
And nicotine. Substance found in regular cigarettes.
Nicotine can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
Affecting learning, memory, attention, and impulse control, and priming the brain for other addictions.
Vaping products also come in kid-friendly flavors that can make them appealing to youth.
And many kids also use other drugs, like marijuana, in vaping devices.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media,
many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping, because when you talk, they hear you.
Living in South Dakota, you've probably heard about healthy soils and everything they bring us. like healthy, nutrient-rich food and streams that run clear without flooding. But what makes a soil healthy? The healthiest soil is always covered, always protected, and not plowed or tilled. It's fed year-round by living roots. And when soil is healthy, it's strong, porous, and able to absorb even heavy rainfall. Most of all, it's alive, teeming with billions of microorganisms too small to see with the naked eye. South Dakota's soil health farmers and ranchers use practices to boost nature's way of feeding these microbes. And as they do, they're building healthier, more resilient land year by year. And that's a good thing for all of us.
As a parent, you know you can't prevent every accident. Play it safe with the right equipment. Add a mouthguard to your child's sports or recreational equipment list to help prevent the impact of a painful and costly facial injury. Mouthguard should be fitted so it does not misalign the jaw, lightweight, strong, easy to clean, properly sized, covering the upper and lower teeth and gums. If your child does sustain a facial injury, seek an evaluation from an oral and maxillofacial surgeon. OMSs are experts in handling injuries to the face, mouth, and jaws. Learn more at myoms.org.
We welcome you back inside Mahtomedi High School, where a great first half from the Zephyrs has them up by 19, led by Will Underwood's 20 points. We're going to take a look at the section standings for the Zephyrs. You see Totino Grace, we mentioned them at the break. Above them haven't played any games in the section yet. Mahtomedi 2-0 in the section. Zephyrs with a 13-2 record, with St. Anthony Village and St. Paul Johnson rounding out the top four. Zephyrs looking to improve to 14-2 overall on the season tonight. They'll look to finish out with a strong second half. First order of business for the Titans in the second half is going to be cleaning up turnovers. They turned the ball over on their first 5 possessions. Unfortunately, as the first half wore along, started to turn the ball over again more often. They finished that first half with 9 turnovers. Zephyrs will look to hopefully just repeat what they did in the first half with heavy doses of Carlson and Underwood. Underwood had 20 in that half. Carlson with 8. We're underway in the second half. It'll be carried into the front court by McCleary. Here's Harvey with it. Harvey had 8 in that first half. Harvey will just take the space in front of him, pull up jumper isn't there, and the rebound for Barrett. Weems for the Titans into the front court with it. It'll be worked around onto the far side of the perimeter. Thinking about the 3 was Bursay. He'll drive inside. The layup off the back rim. Quickly outlet ahead for Armitage. It's Armitage able to finish. Got it off just as Weems was closing in from behind. And the Zephyrs up by 21. Bursay. Barrett now back over onto the near side is Banks. Bursay nearly had it stolen, but was able to keep it in possession. Weems guarded well, now works and spins into the lane, off glass, no. Rebound kicks around and is finally recovered by McCleary. McCleary will leave off for 3 for Carlson, who got it. Carlson with 11. Bursay tied up. He's able to power his way through Carlson. Works his way back into the front court. Floater, no. Offensive rebound. Banks, and he throws it away as it's intercepted by Carlson. McCleary can't handle it, but he recovers the ball. It's Harvey. Leaves it behind him for McCleary. Underwood with the basketball. Underwood gets the screen, driving into the lane, gets tied up, gives the ball off. It's McCleary able to get it back. Now back underneath. And the two-point jumper from the baseline for Armitage. As the Zephyrs in full control now, up by 26. And we'll have a foul along the baseline. Foul was on Armitage. That's his second of the game, just the first of the half. Talked about repeatedly the very clean first half, just 4 total free throws, 2 for each team. As the 3 off the mark for Wessel, but the offensive rebound and the second chance no good for the Titans. Harvey at the top of the key will work his way into the lane. Harvey off glass, got it. Harvey into double figures with 10. Ball comes into the corner, it'll be out of bounds off of Banks, so another turnover. Kevin Wilson will check in for the Titans. Quickly thrown in for Carlson. Harvey can't handle it. He'll go get the ball, somehow kept it in the front court as Armitage will take the corner. 3, he got it. Cole Armitage hits the 3. He has 11. And a turnover again, a good front or backcourt defense by the Zephyrs, forcing the turnover with the Zephyrs up by 31. Inbound to that's Underwood. As the ball goes flying out of his hands, it'll stay with the Zephyrs. I guess not. Wasn't sure if the ball got knocked out of his hands or not. It will be Tartan basketball. Backcourt pressure again from the Zephyrs. The ball able to be played ahead by Wilson into the front court. Now Wilson back with it. Wilson will take the long 2. Rattles around off the mark, and the rebound for the Zephyrs. They'll work it back into the front court. Here's McCleary, tried to go for Armitage. It went off his foot. The Zephyrs will keep the basketball. Harvey off the inbound. Armitage driving the baseline. Puts it underneath into the lane. Ball still loose on the floor, and Barrett comes away with the steal. Weems will carry it ahead. Wilson thought about a drive into the lane, but he's forced to back down by Carlson as he spins, comes inside. And the foul will go on Carlson. His first, the team's second foul here in the second half. You see head coach Klingsborn trying to help the team try to push their way back into from this huge deficit as Weems with it. Weems forced to work it around the perimeter. Wilson will take the 3 off the mark. Rebound Barrett, lost it, and it's taken away by Underwood. Zephyrs work it back into the front court. Now Underwood with it on the near side. McCleary leaves for Underwood. Underwood will back it out. Zephyrs in no hurry here with this huge lead. Shot off glass, no, and a foul underneath. It'll go over to the Titans. Foul on Harvey, that'll be his first. Wilson works it ahead. It's tied up just inside the timeline, stepped over, and it'll be a turnover. Titans have not scored a point yet in the second half. It's a 3 off the mark. Radke comes away with the rebound off the missed 3. Wilson fouled at midcourt. McCleary will pick up his second. Weems. Lob pass inside. Barrett, no. Offensive rebound, gets it back and the finish. Barrett with the finish, and the Titans on the scoreboard for the first time in the half. It's Underwood back at the other end, buries the 3. Osberg into the front court, underneath, Radke with the finish. Mahtomedi will work it back into the front court. Underwood on the drive, kicking it back out. Long 3 off the mark, as unable to control it underneath. Weems will throw it ahead for Wilson. Wilson, bounce pass underneath for Barrett, as Barrett will work it back outside the arc. Barrett, Osberg with it, as Osberg pass underneath for Barrett, and a foul underneath. The Zephyrs already with 5 team fouls here in the second half. Wilson will take the 3, rolls down. Kevin Wilson with the 3. As Carlson will attempt a 3 at the other end, it's not there. Rebound Radke. Radke into the front court, rejected by Carlson. Follow-up chance, though, does go down for Osberg. Underwood driving into the lane, forced to kick it back out. And a foul in the lane. Tom Hawley with the basketball when he got fouled. First team foul of the half for the Titans. Three from Underwood, no good. Offensive rebound, a foul underneath. Excuse me, that is Underwood underneath, and he'll go to the line. Barrett picks up his second. Free throw good.
First one's
He hits both. It's back to a 27-point lead for the Zephyrs. Wilson in the front court, gets it for Weems. Underneath as it goes off the leg of Osberg and over to the Zephyrs. Well, unless the Titans can make a big rally, this game has certainly been an outlier from what we've seen in this series. A lot of close games. Last two decided by 6 each between these two. As a long three for Carlson is good. It's back to a 30-point lead. We're under 10 minutes left to go in the game as Weems into the front court. Weems fouled as he drove into the lane. Hawley picks up his second. Weems will take the 2 shots at the other end as it'll be 6 on the Zephyrs in the half. So the Titans will be in the bonus going forward as Weems hits the first. Second one good for Weems. McCleary trying to drive into the lane. It'll be off the hands of Max Hawley, who just came in. Banks working it into the front court, nearly had it stolen. Borsay with it. Then losing the basketball with Wilson, but Borsay able to recover. So Wilson will take the 3. He's got it again. Kevin Wilson's hit a pair of 3s here in the second half. Inside, nearly stolen away, but able to be recovered by McCleary. And a timeout taken by the Zephyrs with 8:54 to go. It's a 25-point lead for the Zephyrs. Been a great game for Will Underwood. We'll take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Zephyrs. Big game at St. Thomas Academy. That'll be on the 7th. Handful of tough games, especially when you start including some of those Wisconsin teams that they'll take on at Hudson and at River Falls. They'll close out the season with a rematch against Tartan in Oakdale and then at South St. Paul. Some tough games on the schedule for the Zephyrs, at least on paper, to close out the regular season. Bob pass is pulled down by McCleary as he works in. Max Hawley is fouled. Started his drive in, and Wilson will pick it up. Third team foul on the Titans in the second half. Harvey takes the inbound pass, leaves for McCleary as McCleary spins inside. Lob pass underneath. Armitage can't finish. Gets his own rebound. Put back, goes down. Armitage with 13. Back into the front court. Wilson will take another three from the corner. Can't get that one to go this time. McCleary off the rebound, nearly had it stolen by Wilson. He ends up on the floor, able to get it for Harvey. Three from the corner, no good for Carlson, but the offensive rebound for Underwood. It's Underwood guarded by Banks. Underwood thought about driving inside. As they'll cycle it around the perimeter. Now here's Carlson back with it. It's McCleary. It's Harvey. Good ball movement, and the two-pointer from McCleary from the free throw line goes down. Zephyrs back up by 29 with 7.5 minutes left to go. Here's Wilson into the front court. Wilson trying to drive the lane, had it knocked down, and it's stolen by Carlson. Alley-oop wasn't there as Carlson able to save it. As the pass then deflected, it'll go over to the Titans out of bounds. Andrew Brean will check in. We played ahead by Banks, who turns it over. Just been that kind of night for the Titans. They've struggled with turnovers since the opening tip. Harvey off the inbound on the far corner. We'll get it back to Armitage for three. He got it. Armitage hits the three. That puts the Zephyrs back up by 32. It's under 7 minutes to go in the game. Weems ends up on the floor. It's stolen by Carlson. Carlson driven back out toward the baseline and then has it stolen away, trying to get it underneath. It's coming up the floor with it as Banks will set up Wilson for three. That rolls around no, and the putback is good. Borsay able to put it down as down on the floor is Weems holding his right leg. Hopefully everything okay with his ankle or lower leg. Weems having trouble putting pressure on that right leg. Hopefully not a too serious injury as he'll head right back toward the locker room. Well, the Zephyrs leading by 30 with 6.5 minutes and a couple pennies, as our friend Jeff Disher would say, to go in the game. Free throw line shot was no good as it rattled in and out for Ecker, but it's put back underneath. Just into the game is Brean. He's able to put it in, and he has his first bucket of the game off the bench. Losing it inside and being fouled is Borsay. So Underwood picks up the foul.
At the line, shooting the number 4, Gerard Borsay.
Borsay will go to the line, shoot a 1-and-1.
And for the Zephyrs, number 21, Tommy Metzel.
is able to get the first one down. Wessel checks back in for Tartan. Underwood in the front court with it. Underwood pull-up jumper off the front rim. Wessel with the rebound, just back off the bench. Wessel will cycle it back to Banks. Banks driving in, getting it underneath Barrett. Gets it to go down. Underwood fouled as he worked his way into the lane. Wessel picks up his first foul. Underwood gets the screen. He'll take the three, foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot three. Underwood gets the first. Misses the second. Then gets the third. So 2 out of 3. Max Hawley and Micah Schmidt check into the game for the Zephyrs. And Constantine Osuji will also check back in for the Titans. Banks will come into the front court with the basketball. A 30-point lead for Mahtomedi as we approach 5 minutes left to go in the game. Kevin Wilson's hit a couple of nice threes here in the second half. Not a lot to cheer about for the Titans here in the second half, but Wilson's hit a couple of nice-looking threes. Knocked out of bounds and will stay with the Titans. Banks. Like the long pass over to Radke, who had a couple of threes in the first half. Back out for Wilson. Banks thought about the three, pulls it down. Radke leaves it off for Banks. Again forced to pull it down. Now he will take the three. That'll go off the front rim. No good. Three goes off the back rim on that shot for Schmidt. Well, the Titans had an 11-0 run early in the game that erased a 10-2 deficit, but unfortunately since then, not much going for the Titans. It's been all Zephyrs. That three will be no good. But the offensive rebound for Radke. Wilson. Long three again, not there as it rattles into the corner. Able to be held by the Zephyrs. They'll get it ahead for Schmidt. Schmidt lobs underneath. Zephyrs able to keep the basketball alive as it'll work to the near side for Ecker, who's got the three. Ecker with the 3. Back the other way. Banks rattles around, doesn't get it to go. We come down to 3 minutes left to go in the game. A 33-point lead for the Zephyrs. And a jumper goes down for Schmidt. Makes it a 35-point lead with under 3 minutes left to go. Wilson will drain another 3. Evan Wilson from range here in the second half. That's his third 3-pointer. Timeout will be taken by the Zephyrs with 2:29 left to go. Thank you all for joining us on SEC Sports tonight. We have our executive producer, David Schuyler, Arlen Becker back in the truck, our wonderful camera crew. Been a heck of a performance by the Zephyrs tonight on their home floor. Zephyrs took that timeout to get some of their role players into the game. Loader is good, and that goes down for Tyler Swanson on the baseline. Wilson back into the front court once again. 2 minutes to go in the game as Wilson will line up for another long 3. This one off the front rim and a foul underneath. Clock runs if the Zephyrs did get it to the 35-point running time mark. A moment to go. Ty Sakamoto will take the free throws for the Titans.
At the line shooting 1 and 1, number 25, Ty Sakamoto.
First one isn't there, but the rebound for Osuji, but he can't get the putback either. Back into the front court come the Zephyrs, win it with it as the clock runs down to a minute left to go, and then it's stolen. Sakamoto will work it into the lane and then drop it back out. Long 3 off the rim, no good. Ball still loose and able to be recovered. Back for Osuji as he'll drop it. Rolls around and doesn't quite go down for Malik Smith. Smith will go to the line to shoot a pair.
Shooting 2, number 24, Malik Smith.
First one no good. Duff's got the second one to go. Clock will run down the final 15 seconds. Well, was a fantastic performance for Will Underwood, among others, for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. And they win it tonight by a final score of 84-51, a dramatic reversal from what we've seen when these two teams have gotten together the last several years. So for David and Arlen and our entire SEC Sports crew, thanks so much for joining us. I'm Patrick Lilia with you from Mahtomedi High School. The final score one more time tonight, the Mahtomedi Zephyrs 84, the Tartan Titans 51. Stay tuned to our social media links to find out where we're going to be broadcasting from next. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, and find out where we will be next. Good night, everybody. We'll see you soon from an arena near you.